Welcome to this week's impromptu episode of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman. We are here today to talk about WrestleMania Night 1. As you can tell, the co-hosts are very, very interested in this. First up, your normal co-host for the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, Joe Wyman.
Acknowledge me.
Not doing it. Don't do it, Steve. No, stop.
Joey.
Well, next to him, he's the guy even if he's your friend, you've got to pay him to be on the show. Checks in the mail, Steve Rummage.
That's right. It's good to be here. Acknowledge him.
Not acknowledging him. Listen, guys, this is our sixth state we've ever broadcast live from. We appreciate y'all's support. This is fun for us. We're able to do stuff like this because of you all. Don't forget our fine sponsors of Mossy Oak. They are the chat line sponsor for the show. And just as always, we've got Planet Fitness, Fitness Market, Four Pegs, Collision Course, Rally House, Shoot 360, Cherry Picking, just a bunch of sponsors, and we appreciate you guys. Not for the wrestling podcast, we don't really, but this is a joint episode of the two. Speaking of joints, very prevalent here in Las Vegas, Nevada. A lot, but happy to have you all in here. We wanted to just talk a little bit about our experience last night, talk about some of the stuff we've been seeing online, and just kind of tease a little bit, preview a little bit of night 2, which is coming up here very, very soon. One of the things that's been throwing us off a little bit is the fact that WrestleMania is like at noon our time. All jokes aside, it's very different to be able to watch WrestleMania. You all know me. I normally watch the pay-per-views, go directly to sleep.
Or fall asleep at the end.
I can't do that because I'm walking back from the stadium for the next 90 minutes after the show, wide awake when we get home. Steve, we'll start with you today. What was, without going into too much context about the car, what's been some of your favorite moments of the weekend so far?
I really like the setup. I just like the whole vibe around it, man. That's been really cool. They're in Vegas, which is awesome, but like the color schemes, the stadium's awesome. Like, it's just a really aesthetically pleasing WrestleMania, which is nice. Like it's not just ugly, But you get the set, the stage, everything, and the seats on the stage. It's like all the stuff. It's just it's one of those that, like, if I was home watching, I'd be like, dang, I wish I was there. Like, there's been some where you're like, okay, it's cool, but whatever, yeah. But this one is cool. Allegiant is shocking. The Raiders suck so bad.
6-star stadium.
That stadium's amazing. It's incredible.
Probably the best stadium we've ever been to in any sport.
Probably,
I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think it's, especially atmosphere-wise. Now, we've been to NCAA stuff. We've been to wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely number one on all the wrestling stuff we've ever been to, I feel. Maybe even top 2 on all the – because it's hard. It's going to be hard to beat the national championship in basketball. That atmosphere. You were crying at the end.
Yeah,
we all were like a little puss.
I separate.
What?
I separate.
As Teresa's getting a candid shot in the video.
Yeah. Louisville sports don't count when I'm talking about events.
Sure.
There's a different emotion there. Yeah. But it's
even the Wichita State game. In that whatever you want to call it, Centennial Park or whatever.
That was dope. So dope.
There's not a nervousness. I really, like tonight, for instance, I really would like to see Cena win, but I'm not gonna feel like I'm about to throw up midway through the match with nerves. I'll just enjoy the product. So it's a little different on that end.
Let's go to the chat line real quick. Blowing up. No pun intended. Tyree says, "What's up, everybody?" Daniel Spencer, our guy Daniel, says, Happy Easter Mania Day. Corey Carson, night 1 was awesome. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, too, because we saw a lot of online backlash. We all realize and recognize that part of it could have been, because I think we can all agree, sometimes the events are better or worse because you're there versus at home. Joe, you've got a theory, and it's not Austin?
No.
Okay.
So, like, people watching on TV, and so I watched a little bit of it, went back and kind of watched, like the basically like the entrances and the finishes and But so you'll hear wrestlers talk about sometimes they don't even hear the crowd.
Just like definitely
because the way the stadium's built or the way it goes, I think the way that Allegiant goes out like that, the sound it gets wide, right? Yeah. So it takes the loudness, the kind of vacuum loudness out of it, because we were in the stadium and it sounded great all night long. I mean,
and we weren't like at the very top or at the very. We were right there in the middle. Very, very good seats.
But you heard the crowd.
But we could hear them above and below. Was my point.
But listening to some of that, I could kind of see where people were like, it wasn't deafening. It was in the building. You know, it was loud.
Yeah. Well, as me and Steve were talking earlier too, part of that could be to the fact that if WWE left their volume on for the fans during the whole pay-per-view, you wouldn't be able to hear anything that was going on during the show. So the volume of the fans could have been skewed just a little bit. Tyree Pippen says, Steve, you might as well become a Raiders fan. Best stadium in the world. No on the first part.
And it could be worse. I mean, it couldn't be any worse than being a Cowboys fan.
No, I mean, it's the same thing, basically. Yeah. Super nice stadium.
I mean, both have silver.
Not a lot of,
But I will agree with the best stadium in the world part of it, because that what a phenomenal experience.
Best stadium I've been in.
So nice, yeah. I'm a stadium snob, so I critique stadiums. This one.
He does. He does. He actually critiques everybody. It's not just stadiums.
Well, like the leg room. The leg room for tall people like us.
Oh, I was just about to get to that. I've never been in a stadium in my entire life where I sat down, my knees weren't punched right into the back of the seat in front of me. I had about maybe a foot or half a foot between my knees and the seats. Those were really phenomenal. Corey Carson says, speaking of phenomenal, we'll talk about him in a minute. Corey Carson's got his Jacob Fatu shirt on. There weren't too many matches that you could, like, unless you're just trying to be a jerk, that you could crap on from last night. Even
a lot of people crapping on the whole night.
They're
first match and the last
stupid
one,
people.
Like,
that
crazy.
Yeah, no, they were all
even Naomi and Jade, man, the spots in that match were just unreal.
She caught her off the jump off the top rope into a suplex.
Yeah, I'd never seen.
And then did a spinning power bomb on her.
Yeah,
like come on, man.
No, there was
anybody that's like down in Jade Cargill's wrestling ability after last night.
They're just trying to hate. That's all it is. They've been doing that to her whole career.
They can go kick rocks.
It was good, man. Yeah,
War Raiders and New Day, good.
Yeah.
You know what's not been good?
Americano and Ray Phoenix, really good.
Yeah.
Like everything was really good. I had some matches that I, obviously
weren't excited about beforehand.
I was interested in, but after watching them, it's like, man, okay,
yeah.
Again, Triple H knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let him do what he's doing.
Tony Bowman says ready for a great night too, and as good as night one was technically. What was that?
Charity Rummage is watching.
Oh, okay. What's up, Charity?
What'd you say?
I said, miss you.
That's not what you. Never mind. As good as night one was technical wrestling wise, night two has the potential to, explosive wise, be just a power evening of wrestling. All the surprises that were alluded to. It just has. It's got the potential to be just a WrestleMania like no other before. As far as the 2-night WrestleMania format, I know this is only 2021, 2, 3, 6 2-night WrestleMania. Like it being split up or hate it.
We talked about that last night. The 4 majors, I love the 2-night, and I'm really looking forward to the 2-night Royal Rumble, because now, especially with the acquisition of AAA, you're going to have AAA, you're going to have the partnership with TNA, NXT, Raw, SmackDown. They're going to have to go to 40-man and 40-woman Rumbles. And you can only do that in 2 nights, in a 2-night format. So, I'm looking forward to seeing a 2-night Rumble. So that way you can see all, because it's going to be even harder to fill to fit the 40 best women in all of those divisions into it and not leave some names out because it's so deep.
Now, Daniel Spencer is what I like to call a douche. No, I'm just kidding. He's messing with me right now. I've been asking him for weeks if a certain someone's going to show up at WrestleMania, which brings me to my next question. Actually, Steve, I want you to give us your thoughts on the 2-night major, because I like it for WrestleMania. I think Royal Rumble could work, especially if you did women's one night as the main event, men's the other night. What are your thoughts on that? And Teresa, can you give me a Diet Pepsi? You're already in the shot. Okay.
All right. I definitely love it for WrestleMania. And I mean, because it's easy to watch. I mean, last night wasn't over. Like, I don't know that I have the power in me to watch the main event from last night. And then if you still had like Cena and Cody Rhodes coming, it would be like,
when Braun Breaker and Penta,
like, it's almost like too much, you know.
If
like
you had all that on one card, good grief.
Yeah, it would be like, and you won't find many people that love wrestling. I mean, more than us, and I mean myself, and there were WrestleManias there, like WrestleMania 35, and some of those. Like I was at the end, like I don't care anymore.
Which one was the one that started at noon?
Yeah, it was like 35.
Austin Aries, I believe, defended the cruiserweight title to open that one up.
By the time you got to Ronda and Becky and Charlotte, I was like,
oh, that was New York, New Jersey. Yeah.
I was like, I don't care. I hope it's a 5-minute match.
It was like 12:45 a.m. by the time.
Yeah, like I've been watching. I started watching this at 1 o'clock. Yeah. You know, so last night it's good 3.5 hour show. You feel good. You're like, all right, man, I'm ready for today. Tonight it'll be the same way. You know, it's a good amount of wrestling. You're excited, and like I think it's fantastic.
And we'll get caught up on the chat line in a second. I just wanted to acknowledge Dan because of what we call in the business a segue. Randy, one of the things I'm the most excited about tonight, because I already know Cena's going to win, and we'll talk about that when we go through the card in a moment, is Randy Orton's.
On Easter, Cena will win.
Which, by the way, thank you so much to Triple H for bringing Jelly Roll last night and ruining my entire evening. But the mystery opponent, I'm excited about that. There's a slew, if you will, of people on their way to WWE, returning, whatever, that it could be. Who do you all really think it's going to be? And we'll start with you first on this one, Steve.
Oh, man.
Give me a list of 5 people. He's got to be one of the 5.
I mean, I was going to say, I don't know about the 5. I mean, you know, everybody points at, like, Rusev could be one, you know. You could have,
and they were saying Aleister Black, but that's very apparent. He's going to debut Friday night.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you could have Joe Hendry would be a pretty good pop, I think.
Wait, did you say his name?
Yeah, right. I think the crowd would be pretty jacked about that, you know. But then again, you know, I don't know. I mean, do you send Joe Hendry there to get beat by Randy Orton?
Yes, that's the only thing I don't like about it. I want Joe to have a WrestleMania moment his first time out.
Well, just him having the stage to enter and do his, because if it is him, he's going to have some kind of probably video package before.
Oh my God,
he would be cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Sick. Yeah,
but I think we're forgetting some people that are on the roster that haven't even really been visible. That it could be Sheamus, Sami Zayn, either one of those guys that like are top tier talent that like you just kind of I forgot about this. You know,
sure.
Maybe they throw Carmelo Hayes, winner of the Honor the Giant.
I guess that could be it. Teresa would love that because you'd be able to see the Miz again. Teresa marked out for the Miz last night. Told him no less than 18 times, "I love you. I've been watching you since the real world."
And then I got to dap him up.
And then Joey dapped him up. So anybody else you think it might be? Because I've got an interesting point before we get to Joey. That's one.
A returning White 6 or something like that would be cool.
I think there's still a small chance.
That's a very good possibility.
Do y'all think there's a very small chance that it's Kevin Owens still, and this was just employed to further the storyline? And guys, we want you to tell us on the chat line who you all think it might be as well.
I really don't know what that does for the storyline for me. Like, what was the guy from the Knicks that got hurt and then they always talk about came back injured, like in the 70s.
The whole Knicks. Willis Reed.
Willis Reed. Like that doesn't do it for me in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? They played that out like in the matches and stuff where he got taken out on a stretcher and he comes back out and like to me that doesn't really do it. Now would Kevin Owens get a huge pop? Absolutely, but for the match, I don't know that it does a lot for me.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think Brock does a whole lot there. I'll tell you, there is a spot where I do expect to see Brock later on. We'll get to that in a second.
Could be Matt Riddle.
Go frost yourself. No. Jeremy Banta, our guy Jeremy. What's up, man? Bro, I can't wait for night 2, seeing how awesome night 1 was. Glad you persevered through the flight. Almost persevered through my underwear, but we'll talk about that at a different show. Corey Carson again. Jay caught her twice off the rope. She's like the new China. Listen, I thought for the longest time that Rhea Ripley, and I told her that when I got to interview her, I said, Daniel asked a question about what do you hope your legacy is? And I told her, I said, you've already created kind of an ongoing legacy of being the new 11th, 10th, 11th, 12th wonder of the world in China. She's like, I never thought about it like that. That's a great thing to shoot for. So, but Jade, man, she's everything. She's perfect in every way. Does she need to get better at wrestling? Sure. But everybody who wrestles needs to get better at wrestling. So our guy Wes Brocky hopping on, saying, what's up, everybody? What's up, Wes? Gracie says hello. Hello, Gracie. Teresa was going to get you a souvenir, but she put it back on the shelf. Tony Bowman says, I was happy to see the New Day win. So was I.
No, I was glad they won.
And the way they won, that's what did it for me.
Record-setting 12th World Tag Team title reign for the New Day. So I told Steve last night, tag team wrestling in WWE is better when the New Day is champs or in the title picture.
Let's combine the tag titles.
We've been saying that they just need to do it like the women's, where it's dependent on all 3 brands. NXT has a ton. Tag teams.
But here's the thing, though.
I don't like what they did there.
Hank and Tank won the titles last night.
I hate that.
No offense to Hank and Tank, but they hadn't earned it yet.
Well, that just means that Praxian's getting called up.
I don't disagree. Teresa, you got something you want to say? Okay. Gracie was heated last night at the main event. Gracie's mom did message me last night during the main event and say Gracie was crying because the OTC lost. It is what it is.
That was a phenomenal finish.
That was really good. Yeah, it was really good.
Paul Heyman's timing. I thought it was going to be off because he's old and slow. No, he sold it the entire way.
He got in there and moved around on Roman he was trying to find something.
Looked like he was searching for a flashlight over there.
He was trying to find something in there.
It's like, dude, I guess you get one chance to touch Roman Reigns' testicles. Go all in, dude.
No, he's probably had more than one chance.
Well, I mean, Roman does have 12 kids, so his wife's not doing too bad at finding the flashlight.
Money to do that.
Robert Holt says the 2-night Mania works because 7-hour pay-per-views too crazy for one day. Agree. Wes Brocky says he would love Orton versus Brock, but it won't happen. Oh, we've mentioned this before. Robert Holt says, any chance we see the Ruler as a surprise? I don't think that makes sense unless you're just wanting to put him over. You bring him up to the main roster. You let him beat Orton night 1.
I'm not sure that Orton doesn't put over whoever he's facing.
Oh, Orton will. He's
okay.
Orton's one of those. He's all in.
Breaking news. Daniel Spencer has reported.
Okay.
It's not KO. That is a shoot. Legit shoot, not an angle, not a work. So thank you for letting us know that, Daniel. Daniel was here in Las Vegas almost the entire time we were and didn't even come say hi to us.
No. Chooch? No.
What a...
No.
He told me he was leaving right after the pay-per-view, but then come to find out through his Snapchat stories, he didn't leave till yesterday afternoon, 4 o'clock or so. So I don't know. Well, no, maybe it was Friday. Maybe I missed. That's right. Yesterday was Saturday. I'm just giving him a hard time. He knows I'm just ribbing him. He knows I'm just ribbing him. Could he face someone from NXT like Trick Williams? No, I don't think so. My family thinks it's Nick Aldis. I think Nick Aldis is one of the. Yeah. Heyman was trying. DJ Eric Montgomery says Heyman was trying to find the last golden ticket to Willy Wonka factory when he gave Roman that low blow. Absolutely. Daniel said he didn't say hi because he was working nonstop. We get it. You do have pretty big responsibilities over there at WWE TNA. And Uncle Larry, we're going to close it off with him. Who is your all-time favorite wrestler? Jeremy, Joey, and Steve. I don't have an all-time favorite wrestler. I've got a lot of all-time favorite wrestlers, so it'd be unfair. Joey's is Randy Orton.
Whoever beats Cody.
No, Randy Orton's the GOAT, dude. I don't care how many titles he's got. He's the GOAT.
Mine's Triple H, but
Triple H is one A Randy, 1B
But
Triple
if
H.
Cena beats Cody, it'd be Cena.
Okay.
Then Stone Cold.
Whoever can save us from this hell we're in.
All the guys in that main event last night are favorites of mine. And actually, Roman. I used to hate Roman as much as I hated Matt Riddle and Dean Ambrose.
So you're saying there's a chance that you could like them?
No, absolutely not. Really quick, and we'll just use Joe. You had the card, so go ahead and read the card out for tonight. We'll just say the wrestler we think that's going to win. No, we're not delving into anything. You all feel free to. We're going to wrap this up because we actually have to get ready to go to WrestleMania. Joey, go ahead and read out the card.
And TBD looks like it's kicking off the show.
Oh,
so it's going to be. It's got. That's why I feel like it's Brock or something like that. That's something that just juices the crowd right up.
Who's winning, Orton or TBD?
I kind of
TBD.
I kind of think Orton will put whoever over, man.
Yeah.
He's a businessman now.
Yeah. Like with Javon Evans, like
that makes me think that it might be somebody like Joe Hendry if it's leading off.
Yeah. Now if it's somebody big, I could see Orton winning.
Yeah.
Like if it's somebody like if it wasn't Brock or somebody that don't need a Orton rub, but like
correct.
If it's somebody that needs the rub, I would not be shocked to see Orton put them over.
Next match, Joey.
AJ and Logan Paul. I'm going with the Maverick.
Logan.
Go.
I'm going with Logan. I hate him. I'm going with Logan. Next.
Rising,
Logan Paul.
Next.
Sin City Street Fight. I'm going with McIntyre. I think McIntyre is due, kind of like Rollins, like how Rollins was kind of on a losing streak. McIntyre's due. Drew McIntyre, maybe even joining Seth and Paul Heyman.
I like Drew, man. Yeah. Damian Priest is the most bland. If you could look up in the dictionary, it would be Damian Priest.
I like Damian Priest. I think they put the world title on him way too soon. It hurt him.
Too soon is like at all.
Ever. Gosh dang it, Steve. What a dick. Next match.
Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way. Braun Breaker versus Dirty Dom versus Penta versus Finn Balor.
Did you say Intercontinental Championship match or Pentacontinental Championship match?
Oh, I say it's going to be a dirty Continental.
Okay, so
Dirty Dom's winning this.
As I've been saying for the last umpteen weeks, I think that it only makes sense with those other three guys. You forget about Dom. Like I've been thinking about Braun winning, been thinking about Penta winning, been thinking about Finn. Dom kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You let him win. He's now the big dog in Judgment Day. He invites more members in. He tells Finn to go kick rocks. It's the beginning of the end of the Judgment Day.
Penta and Braun feud. They get a program, no title involved.
Anybody different, or do you still think it's Dom?
No, I think it's Dom. If I was gonna go, but if
it's not Dom,
to me it's Dom or Braun.
Yeah. Okay, but that's what makes it great about these matches because any of those guys could win, and I'd be happy with it.
That's how last night felt.
Yeah.
There was not one match outside of Charlotte that I would have been like,
oh my god,
okay, that's
the only one I did not want somebody to win.
Yeah, but any of the other ones, like I obviously I wanted Jacob Fatu just because I think he's the next big
the
thing.
future.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But if LA Knight had won, you'd been like, okay, yeah, like I get it. Yeah.
Next,
women's tag team championship: Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch. I mean, TBD.
I think Lyra and Becky win, which I hate because I don't like any wrestler having two belts, but it is what it is.
Somebody coming back from a year and a half or however long it's been.
If anybody deserves it, though, man, Becky is the female. Now, I don't like that Bayley got screwed out. If anybody should have got hurt, it should have been Lyra.
They should have just that part I don't get. But the reason they're doing it is because they're both Irish or whatever.
Which, by the way, Reese's not a sponsor. Peanut butter pie, probably the best. Once we go,
I probably. I mean, I agree. I will say the only caveat I'll put in there is if Dom wins the Intercontinental title, I could see
Raquel and them winning.
Yeah, and kind of like now you've got
we call the shots because we
all won.
Now Liv's got a title. Dom
maybe Bayley turns heel and comes out and
something like that.
Attacks Becky. Maybe it's similar to a J thing.
Next match.
That's really good.
That's so good.
That's the best Reese's.
The match that I think is going to steal the show. The women's triple threat world championship. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. Io Sky retains.
You know, I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound weird. This is probably the match I'm looking the least forward to all night, which means it's probably going to end up being the best because I don't really care who wins that. They've all been. I want Rhea to win. I want her to have another good WrestleMania moment. But since we're friends and all, sorry, we're not. But yeah, I don't really care. Any of those, again, any of them could win. I'd be happy.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be. There's nobody on night 2 that if somebody won.
Oh, there is.
I know for you.
Oh, there is.
That well, but there's a caveat to that.
Yeah.
If there's a turn,
yeah,
you'd be okay with it.
He's not turning the bad guy.
Maybe Brock helps him win.
You'll have to see a good guy.
I don't know, man.
All right, next match before Steve gets his canceled. The only match left. The only.
I've never ever hated a wrestler.
Why do you hate Cody so much? Let's talk about it just for a second. Okay. All right. Well, that second's over. This is the match we all think has the potential to be the most explosive, the most surprise-ridden. As Daniel mentioned in the chat, we've talked about this already. I feel like at some point, and y'all can agree or disagree, Cody starts facing odds that are not favorable, 2-on-1, 3-on-1. And then you hear the glass break. Steve Austin comes up to settle the score.
I believe that's going to happen.
Then you go on the other side. Then somebody else comes out on the Rock side, maybe a debut in Hikuleo or somebody. But then here's the kicker. There's going to be one more set of music that comes on. And it's going to be Brock Lesnar's music. And you're going to assume he's coming out to help Cody to even the score. And because Cody's the one that beat him the last time he wrestled, he's going to F5 the crap out of Cody, give Cena. That ties in the OVW ties there between Brock and John. It does so much to put a big old bow on this pretty little present called WrestleMania 41. John Cena breaks a month ago, I didn't think he was going to break the record. Tonight, he sends all the Cody supporters, or as Steve likes to call them, the Cody Cup holders, home sad. It's just going to be an amazing night. Steve, who do you hope, but who do you think wins the match?
It's Easter Sunday. The Lord and Savior is there and listening. John Cena will win that match.
Okay, Joey?
I believe almost everything you said, except for I think it's the opposite. I think Brock's music hits. He comes out. I would think he's coming out. Or I wouldn't know, like, who's he going to attack? And he attacks John Cena. And at the end of the night, The Rock, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, Travis Scott, if he's there, like, don't really care if he is or not, are standing tall in the ring, and Cody has heel turned and kept his title. The Rock screwed John Cena out of their long storied rivalry. Was all a schmooze, like Cody had already accepted his invitation, yada, yada, and the Cody Cup holders go home upset either way.
Cody's on the cup actually this year. Surprise, surprise. You're not on the show. Corey Carson says Brock Lesnar just signed with AEW. I'm sure you found that from Russell votes.
Wessel votes. Wessel votes gets me all the time. Dude.
You know who else is what was the person's name? Tiffany Flatten, like that road too. Yeah.
You called that too. You said I think something's wrong with her mouth.
Crap. Something's wrong with her. Yeah. And she had a big old strawberry potato on her forehead. She got walloped on something.
Listen, guys, we know it's Sunday. It's Easter Sunday at that. So many of y'all chose to tune in and watch us. 20 seconds left. Thanks to all of our fine supporters. WrestleMania Night 2. We're about to get out of here. Head to it.
Gracias.
Yeet our way on over there. For Joey, for Steve, for myself, and for Teresa that's in the back, not wanting to be a part of the shot of the show, but talking the whole damn time. We appreciate every one of you all tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow at some point for a recap on Night 2, or maybe later on in the week. Just depends. We were hoarse last night. We were tired. But we thank you all. Again, what are you in the background not doing this time, Teresa?
Maybe Hulk Hogan comes out tonight and helps Cody. Maybe that's their PR move to get Hogan back in the good graces. If Cody
That would
helps
be
him.
fantastic. I would love that. Maybe they'll make out.
All right, guys. This has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Collaboration with Ringside Podcast. Thanks, Daniel, for hopping on here and collaborating with us. I got to hop in the shower. No, we're not going to miss match 1 this noon. We'll talk to y'all later. L's up. Go Cody. Go Cena. Let's go.